And we have some guests in the studio. I'm very excited to be joined in the studio by Dave, Nina and Rosanna. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Thank you.
We are all good.
You're all good. Chilly, I know. I've put the heater on in the studio for you, so it's slightly more hospitable, but we're almost reaching room temperature now, which is the real goal. So the reason why you're here with us today is because we are launching the Franklins £50 Challenge, and Rosanna Stimpson is the marketing manager at Franklins Solicitors, and here to tell us what exactly that is. It's a big charity fundraising thing that corporates can get involved in, isn't it? And how does it work?
Yeah, so the Franklins £50 Challenge is all about making a difference locally. So we're working with charities in Northampton and Milton Keynes, and it's all about raising as much money as we can to address the cost of living crisis, which is affecting everyone at the moment, and also addressing mental health and wellbeing. So all the charities that we're working with help people with those issues. And the idea behind it is that businesses and for the first time local community groups can also get involved, and Franklin Solicitors will give them £50, and with that £50 they can invest that. They've got 3 months to invest that in any way they like to raise as much money as they can for their chosen charity. So they choose one of the 5 chosen charities that we're working with, and they support them and do lots of activities over that 3 months to raise as much as they can.
So it sounds really fun. It sounds kind of like The Apprentice. So you're working for a company and you're feeling pretty confident in your business skills, but this is the real test. So if you want to find out if you've really got what it takes to basically start from scratch with just a £50 in an envelope. And
your imagination, really.
And you can literally do anything as long as it's legal to raise that money.
As long as it's legal, obviously, you can do whatever you like.
And I guess teams have come up with some probably quite clever ideas in the past of ways to raise money with that.
Yeah, there's all different things. I mean, you can do, shaving your beard. We've had beard shaving, head shaving.
I wondered what you were going to say then.
Dave, who's here, did a barbecue last year, which was really successful, which I'm sure he'll speak about that later.
Yeah.
And Nina, I know that you've been working with charities before who've done all different kinds of things.
So Nina's here from Cynthia Spencer, who's one of the charities that are being supported by the £50 Challenge. And Cynthia Spencer have been behind this since day one, since this all started quite a few years ago. I'm not sure. Was it 2018 or 2017? But Cynthia Spencer, you'll support local companies and give them ideas and help with their fundraising if they're stuck for inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're so grateful to Franklin's that we've been one of the chosen charities again as we move into 2023. So we're really, really grateful of that. With regards to the charity and the work that we do with Cynthia Spencer Hospice within Northampton, the element that we are looking at is the wellbeing side of things. And we have a specialist wellbeing unit as part of the hospice where we have patients that have been given that diagnosis of a life-limiting condition. But the work that goes on enables them to live sort of as independently as possible and live life to the full. So whether that be through understanding more about their condition, breathlessness classes, fatigue management, also having access to things like counselling with their families as well. And then we also enable our patients to get involved in a variety of other things that are kind of fun. So, Christmas activities, prior to COVID, I remember going down to the Wellbeing Centre one day and it was smelling strongly of alcohol at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they'd all made Christmas cakes and the patients were feeding their Christmas cakes. So it's a service that enables people to be able to learn to live with their conditions and deal with their conditions, but also to, like I say, live life to the full for as long as they have when they've been given that diagnosis. So we really are appreciative of Franklin's for choosing us again, and that's kind of the area that will be supported by the work that goes on.
That's fantastic, because I think a lot of people have that misconception that it is important to offer that end of life care, but it's so much more that you do.
Absolutely, and it's all of those things that go on to the point where they may need to be cared for in the inpatient side of the hospice, but the Wellbeing Centre is there to support individuals. And as Rosanna was saying, working with those local businesses is so vitally important, and some of the ideas and the work that we can all do with those businesses throughout the challenge is give them ideas of how they can support that particular area, what their money goes towards and that type of thing. And I know that we've got sort of a campaign that we're looking at around the national days. So, National Donut Day, I think it's just after Valentine's Day, the launch, isn't it? Those types of things.
It is,
Pancake Day, all those sorts of things. So we can give local businesses ideas. They don't need to feel like that they're left on their own to get on with this challenge. We are there kind of every step of the way to support them. But yeah, using those entrepreneurial skills is definitely really important.
I'm very excited about National Donut Day. That's already going in my calendar.
I don't know if that's actually one that is on that calendar. I might have just invented it, but there is a lot of national days like that.
If it doesn't exist, we'll create one, because there should be a National Donut Day. Well, we're going to find out more about the £50 challenge with Rosanna, Nina and Dave in a second. First of all, though, you've chosen this song from Aloe Black. Very apt. This is I Need Dollar on Revolution Radio. This is Revolution Radio. That's Sam Smith and Unholy, and we have the team in here from the Franklins £50 Challenge. We're very excited to be announcing this today, and it's a great way for groups to raise money for some important local charities. And Rosanna's still with us from Franklins Solicitors. So there's a few different charities that you can choose to get behind if you want to take part in this, aren't there?
Yeah, that's right. So we've got Cynthia Spencer, obviously, who we've spoken about already. And then also in Northampton, we're supporting the Northampton Hope Centre, who do really important work. They're a food bank and they also help homeless people. And then in Milton Keynes, we've got MK Act, who help victims of domestic violence. And we have Willen Hospice and also MK Food Bank as well.
And that's a good selection of charities, because that covers some important work that helps all different aspects of this cost of living crisis that we're going through at the moment. So it's going to make a big difference. Yeah,
we hope so.
Absolutely. Okay, now we've got an example of one of the teams that has taken part before, and we've got Dave Williams here from 146, which is a marketing agency based here in Northampton. And you took the challenge last year, didn't you, Dave? Tell me a little bit more about that and kind of what it was like and how you decided to approach the challenge.
Hello.
Hello.
So we have taken this challenge for the last few years, actually, and this year we wanted to go a little bit further in what we were trying to do. Obviously we chose Cynthia Spencer as our chosen charity. Not that we haven't really, I'm in a very fortunate situation that I've not had to personally experience the work you guys do, but I've been in there, I've been around, and I obviously know Nina really well, so we can see the real kind of positive work that they do amongst the community. So we really want to support those, and we're going to do that again this year. And last year we wanted to take it to another level. So we sat around the table with our team. We got some ideas flowing, and the one that really kind of rose to the top was a barbecue. So I love my barbecues. I think everyone does in the summer. I've got this big old gas barbecue. We thought, why don't we get it over? Why don't we do breakfast? Why don't we do lunch? And just see if we can get people from the estate to come along and actually just eat with us, donate some money to Cynthia Spencer for the £50 challenge, and see how much we can raise. And that's what we did. And
so you invested the money in the food.
We invested the money in meat.
Yeah, this is great. This is like The Apprentice, isn't it? Lord Sugar has given you the 50 quid, and he's like, "Off you go, lads, go on, raise some money for me, lovely jubbly," and off you go. And it went well.
It went really well. We raised. I keep trying to think how much we raised. Was it about £800?
I think, yeah.
£800. And we had over 100 orders that day. It was verging on 150 orders that day.
So you were inundated.
Literally inundated. So
what were you cooking on the barbecue? This is the important detail here. What were you throwing on the barbie?
So we did 2 sessions. First of all, we did a morning session. So from 9 till 10, we did bacon and sausages. Unfortunately for breakfast, it's very difficult to do a veggie option. We did consider that for lunch. And then from 12 till 2, we had burgers, sausages, we had halloumi. I'd actually spent the evening cooking up, I love cooking pork, slow cooking pork, and I'd cooked up a massive joint of pork so people could have that in baps or put it on the burgers. So we had all sorts.
This is great. We already had some stomach rumbling issues already with the audio, so I think this is going to be worse. So was that your main sort of fundraising thing? Did you do a few other bits as well?
Yeah, no, that was our main one. So we spent a lot of time debating things, and we thought, let's just go for a really big one towards the end of the challenge. So we did it, I think it was about half a week before the end of the challenge, wasn't it?
So you swooped in there. The other teams were thinking, we've got this in the bag. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, barbecue.
Exactly, yeah. And it was extremely successful. Really,
and I guess it was probably good barbecue weather at that point, was it?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it was really good.
This one, it runs from the 13th of February to the 12th of May. So once you sort of get into end of April, early May, this could be an option for some of the teams.
Potentially, it's something that's been floated, let's just say. Early on, it might be a bit too cold, but we might look to add a couple more activities.
So I guess for this year, you've got to come up with something new. You've got to raise the bar, and you don't want to give out all your secrets now on the radio to the other teams.
No, mainly because I don't know them yet.
Does it get quite competitive, though? Are all the teams kind of vying against each other to see who's going to raise the most?
I don't know. Obviously, we don't come across the other teams, do we? Really at any point. But we get quite competitive in the office in terms of our ideas and, wanting to go with certain ideas. So internally we do.
So you're proving yourself to yourselves, really.
Essentially, yeah.
Everyone's saying, come on, these guys, they do marketing. What do they actually do?
We were talking about having a leaderboard, so perhaps we can start a bit of competition going once it starts.
I think it's a great idea because I think you'll find that local companies are very competitive with this sort of thing. It's all about kudos and proving who's got the best business acumen, I think. So that's kind of how it works, and people can sign up now, can't they? Even though it doesn't start till February, you can start planning your fundraising. I think that's the secret to doing well with this sort of thing is with great planning.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, you've got a link on the Revolution Radio website, which takes you straight through to the Franklins £50 challenge page. So if you sign up through there, and then we'll be in touch in the new year, and we'll give you a pack and everything you need to get started. So yeah, we're asking companies to sign up now, and then they'll be all ready for the 13th of February once it actually starts.
And you're not going to be left on your own with this. You're going to get support from the charities that help to do the fundraising.
And Franklins Solicitors will all be supporting you, so you won't be on your own.
Brilliant. And making such a difference as well, because these are really important charities that you're raising money for. So if you do fancy getting involved, go to our website, revolutionradio.com. You can find the page there with all the details and the link to sign up. And we're going to find out a little bit more about it after some... Are you ready for some Christmas music? Are we ready now for Christmas?
So.
Go on.
Are we allowed to sing along?
Sorry?
Are we allowed to sing along?
You can, but off mic. So it's Jason Mraz doing Winter Wonderland. That is a great song. TLC and the brilliant Lisa Left Eye Lopez doing the rap in the middle of that one. No Scrubs on Revolution Radio. It's coming up on 20 to 1. It's Wednesday afternoon. We've got our lunchtime live show on the way after 1 o'clock with Aaron and Jazz. Right now in the studio, though, I'm joined by Dave, Nina and Rosanna talking about the Franklins £50 challenge. And we wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about why companies should get involved, why groups of people should get involved, and what you get out of it by taking part in the challenge. So Rosanna is the marketing manager at Franklins Solicitors. What sort of benefits are there to a company for getting involved in something like this?
I think, first of all, it's really, really good for team building. It's a great opportunity to get the team together, working together to achieve something. And I think people these days are very conscious about, the corporate social responsibility angle, and it's a really good opportunity to make a difference in your community and know that you're doing something good. And I think at the moment, especially everybody knows somebody who's affected by the cost of living crisis and mental health, and all the charities we've chosen are local, so it's very likely that everybody knows somebody who's been helped by one of those charities. So it's an opportunity to give back and make a difference.
And you're making a difference in your own local community, aren't you? So you're basically helping yourself.
Yeah. So I just think it's good for businesses from lots of different aspects.
And I think the thing that you touched on there about the marketing is so important. And if you're looking at ways of promoting your business, particularly on LinkedIn or on social media, what really resonates with people is just showing that your heart's in the right place. And without blowing your own trumpet too much, it's better to show rather than tell people stuff, and just demonstrating the stuff that you do for the community. And this is a great way because you can generate some really nice photos and videos from all of the great fundraising ideas that you have for this.
Exactly. It gives people something great to talk about. And show people what they're doing, and not, it's not just talking about your services, but talking about who you are and your company ethos. It shows that you're kind of at the heart of your community.
Yeah. So Dave, did you find that there was a good sort of marketing benefit from doing the challenge last year?
Yes. I mean, we're obviously a marketing agency, so we. I
bet you completely nailed it, though. You're probably there on all of the social medias, hashtag this and at that.
We did, yeah. Didn't we win social media campaign of the year?
Yeah. Best social media, use of the year. Something.
So do you have prizes that you give out for the different teams for how they actually take on the challenge?
Yep.
How does that work?
Do you want to tell us what we got? Or?
Yeah, so these guys, 146 won last year the best use of social media for the amount that they shared and posted about what they were up to, and also like we said before, try to engage with other people within the local community as well. So it wasn't just about the barbecue, but it was getting all of those other businesses involved within Moulton Park kind of business environment, business park as well, which was fantastic, because I think one of the really important things is spreading the word about the work of the charities. So not only the events that particular business is taking on, but spreading the word to other people about what they're doing and what those charities do as well. And it'd be great, for example, if one of the businesses that came along to the barbecue last year that Dave put on and the team, if they got involved this year, I mean, wouldn't that be absolutely fantastic to get a bit of local competition going, but also just to, again, see that message is being passed on and the word is being spread about what that event is and what message it spreads and what support that gives.
I think that's a great idea. And as it's Christmas, why don't you sign up for this and then reach out to your biggest competitor and say, hey, I'm taking this challenge. Why don't you do it as well? And we'll see who actually is the best. And you can kind of build some bridges with companies that you normally don't get on with. But it's Christmas. It's about bringing people together, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like Dave was saying, there's the opportunity to, with various awards and things that we look to do as well. So things like the best use of social media and the best fundraising idea, and then, things like the challenge champions as well. So they're all elements of the event that are really important, and again, puts that little bit of a competitive edge on it as well for businesses to see whether they can potentially win one of those awards at the end of it.
And are you going to have like a glittering award ceremony at the end where you hand out the gongs?
We are planning to have an award ceremony at the end where we will be recognising all the different teams who have taken part in giving out the awards. So yes, we will be doing that.
You need some sort of statuette to give to people,
yeah,
maybe like a gold.
I'm sure we'll have some kind of trophy to hand out at the end. Yeah,
like the Oscars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly like that. Okay, well that's brilliant. So if you do want to find out more, maybe you're interested but you're not quite sure, you can contact these guys and you can answer questions and stuff, can't you?
Yeah, that's right. If you head on, as I say, you can head on over to the Franklins website, which is Franklins Solicitors, which is franklins-sols.co.uk, and find us under About Us, or it's probably easier if you go straight onto the Revolution Radio website and click on the banner on the homepage there, and you can register your interest and we'll be in contact, and then you can think more about it if you're not too sure.
Yeah, so if you do that form and you put your details down, it's not committing you to anything at that point. No, you're not committing
yourself. You're just committing yourself to finding out more about it.
Yeah, which is brilliant. Thank you so much for coming in today. And we're going to be hearing more about this as we get closer to the start of the challenge on the 13th of February, and hopefully getting lots of companies signed up in Northampton to take part in this brilliant thing to raise money for important local charities. Thank you very much to Dave, Nina and Rosanna from the Franklins £50 Challenge for coming into the studio today.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you very much.